All right, we're starting the Megadraft for the finals of Player of the Year 2025. I'm Spaghetti Mitch, not on hiatus. I'm not boycotting, and I'm with Aaron B. Bevelman. Say hello.
Howdy, everyone. It's good to be here.
We're watching Lotte Draft, one of the 8 finalists, maybe the highest stakes draft of the year, and we see Pack 1, a Territorial Brentar, Arch Enemy's Charm, as we started in Edge of Eternities. What's Lotte gonna go with?
That's a good question. Arch Enemy's Charm is probably the strongest card in the pack, but obviously it's very. You gotta be really heavy black in order to play it.
Yeah, nearly.
Yeah, definitely Orbital Plunge might keep you open a little bit more. It's just a solid removal spell. It's gonna go into any deck that has red in it.
It is removal. Brentar is great on the top end, but of course you don't need to start with top end cards. You'll find enough 6 drops if you really want them.
Right.
I
I
think
guess
the order is, don't quote me, Edge of Eternity's Duskmourn, Aether Drift, Turkey Dragonstorm, Final Fantasy, then Foundations. So that's what we're looking at.
Yep. Looks like Lotte went with the plunge, was it?
It's a good. I looked away for a second, and well, it's underneath everything. It's not a creature because we can see the creatures on the top. I think that yeah, creatures are at the top, so it must have been the plunge. Cryogen Relic is highlighted right now.
Yep. Definitely a really strong card. Probably a bit stronger in Edge of Eternities than it will be here, given that it kind of go with the synergies and themes of Edge of Eternities, but obviously still a very good card. Otherwise, yeah, just plunge into plunge is you can't go wrong with 2 solid removal spells to start in the same color.
And they draw land out of your deck, so some fixing. It's only 4 mana. It
Yep.
kills basically anything you're gonna want to point it at.
Probably the strong or Harmonious Growth Strider, also a very strong card. If you're looking at green, but yeah, definitely the
The plunge. Starting the
back-to-back
draft.
removal spells are very nice.
Starting the draft with 2 identical cards from Edge of Eternities here. The rare here is Pulsar Squadron Ace. And I'm going to have to read it. When this creature enters, look at the top 5 cards.
It's a uncommon.
Oh, it's an uncommon. It's foil. I see. That's why it's there.
Yeah,
Okay, one of those.
it's a much weaker pack than the first two for sure.
Uh-huh. Wonder what she'll start leaning into. We will look at everyone's draft from the draft logs after this is done. We'll see how things played out very quickly before the games get started. We're gonna follow three. We're gonna follow Lotte for the first match, and we'll see after that. Did while Lotte's making a pick here, since this is our most prestigious tournament of the year in AGL, I did want to go over these 8 players and how they got here because this tournament started with 32 people. We'll go over them one at a time. As we see, Lightless Evangel picked up, so it's Sacrifice Energy.
Yeah, it works with the landers from the 2 plunges, but obviously not doesn't commit you to black by any means. It's more of a that pack was very weak overall, so
Mm-hmm.
more filler.
So we see a Melded Moxite. It's one of those discard 1 and draw 2 on an enchantment. Looking at Tractor Beam, which is pseudo removal. It taps the thing down. Oh no, sorry. It's controlling. You control the creature.
Yeah, you actually control the creature, so it works with any kind of triggered abilities that the permanent that you steal have. It's the main use.
To crew, right? No, it doesn't crew.
Sorry. It's permanently tapped, but yeah, you just get any of the. It doesn't remove abilities.
And yeah,
So
any effect. Okay, any text on the card that doesn't need it to tap. Okay. So she ended up taking Tractor Beam. Yeah.
That's interesting because there was a red removal spell there, also a green, the diplomatic relations in the last pack. So she seems like she wanted to go for the probably a higher ceiling card in Tractor Beam. Um,
A few red cards in this pack. There's 4 red cards. And she's taking the plunges.
Cavron here goes great with what Lotte's got so far. Looks like she might be looking at some kind of sacrifice theme. She's got the Evangel.
We'll see how
But
much
yeah,
that's
that's just
supported in other sets, but Edge of Eternities, all right.
I mean, sacrifice is a pretty general theme
In black red specifically, yeah.
across. Yeah.
So what ends up going for the one drop Caveron Harrier. I played a couple of those to start my league off, and uh, you get it 2/2s if you attack and pay 2 mana. My issue in league, of course, is drawing it late. We see Ragos
Mm.
Deft Gastronaut, a food synergy card. Can't say I used that
That's
in
a
Edge of Eternities
really
though.
interesting one. Yeah, you could do. I remember if I remember correctly, you could do some pretty funny stuff with it in Edge of Eternities. But yeah, again goes with the sacrifice theme.
I guess it's the Uncle Iroh,
Uh,
Boros Uncle Iroh. It's like a food, red white is like food stuff, I guess now.
true. Yeah.
Oh, goes for Illvoid Lightjammer, which
Ooh, the last second switch.
it gives hexproof. It's a 2 mana protected creature, and it's a buff afterwards. Corral of the Void. No one liked that card. I played that in draft just to see what I can do a bunch. It reanimates something from the opponent's graveyard.
Yeah, on paper it feels like it could do something, but it's just so situational that like you need to, or obviously it's a 4 mana aura.
Yeah,
Uh,
it can go wrong in many ways, like many, many ways.
yeah, very situational. Like, but going with the card draw here, in the decode transmissions
Yeah, it can hurt
wasn't
the
too
opponent
strong of a back.
or you. Wormtail Sweeper is a 2 drop of any color. Not terrible to include, no matter how you cut it. But yeah, this Titan, Void Forge Titan could be a draw 2 every turn type of thing.
Yeah, currently he's got several ways to trigger the void already. So I think that's reasonable. Could be eyeing some kind of Rakdos deck here. He's got a couple blue cards as well.
As usual, you might be familiar with Megadrafts at this point. There's plenty of picks that you're not going to use in your deck, so hedging and kind of speculating on colors is something we see a lot. 60 cards, 6 packs.
Definitely seems like Lotte has had no interest in taking any of the. There's been a couple of decent green cards that have been going around, but or at least early on. But seems like trying to stay in Grixis so far.
Yeah, it looks that way. There's no. We didn't see some bomb rare opened and letting her like decide. I'm definitely going to be going towards this color. The orbital plungers is as close as we got to like. I really want it to be red. So
Pangolin second to last. It's not bad.
red cards were coming through. I'll say that. Not that they were great. All right,
Okay,
so
so
one
next
pack
is
down.
this one.
I guess we'll.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what she opens here. The rare is what was that? That's
Razorkin Needlehead.
yeah, it's basically Sheldred. That's what I like to call it.
Mini shoulder.
Already looking red. Heavier red the better,
Yeah.
because that mana cost on turn 2 is you're not always gonna get red, but hovering the Needlehead makes a lot of sense here.
Yeah. It's definitely a strong card if you're like super aggressive. You have to have the mana to support it, obviously. But looks like that's the direction that her cards definitely could support so far. So definitely would be an okay pickup here. Other good cards in this pack. I mean, Most Valuable Slayer is decent. It's not a lot, to be honest. Obviously, Optimistic Scavenger and Duskhorn is extremely good. Definitely going to be weaker overall in a more Chaos Megadraft type.
Yeah, so she obviously takes a Needlehead. Now gonna have to check it out. There's I did see a Vengeance in the pack, which is sack a creature, exile a creature, something along those lines. But she's looking at her picks right now, which is a good idea. Yeah, so Final Vengeance is exiling. Yeah, so pretty great effect for that type of card. You can get rid of a enchantment or a creature. Of course, deck is full of artifacts now. We just drafted Edge of Eternities.
Yeah, again, another copy or another Most Valuable Slayer here would probably be okay.
Most valuable
Cynical
stone.
Loner was a pretty fun one in Duskmourn. It lets you entomb, put something in your graveyard if it's tapped. Don't know how good it is. It'll be here.
He is
Also,
hovering.
Fear of
Yeah.
Burning Alive. Yeah, that one is definitely a strong card as well.
Delirium is not free, but it could be very nice with Delirium activated. See what you could do with the Fear of Burning Alive. As we see pick 3 and pack 2, hovering immediately Rugged Playmate, which makes a small creature unblockable. We often see something like this in red in packs. Something gives something haste or a small creature unblockable.
Yeah, I think I would definitely rather have the land here. I feel like Ragged Playmate's a pretty filler card, and getting that fixing if you do end up needing to go either more than 2 colors or end up pivoting.
I don't dislike
Probably.
this fixing that she's hovering now, Peculiar Lighthouse, because we're early in the draft and hedging, and not only hedging, but if she opens like say a bomb blue card in the future, lands are kind of free to put in your deck, and they don't waste your picks as much as cards that are just going to sit in your sideboard. Okay, so she took the land, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, some interesting options here. We've got Come Back Wrong as the rare, which is a 3 mana removal spell. It can do some funky stuff because it puts it back on the battlefield. Obviously, doesn't give it haste. So it's funny with any ETB effects. Also, Sawblade Skin Ripper though definitely goes with the Rakdos sacrifice theme she's kind of got going on a little bit here. And
Yeah,
then one
I
of my
am.
favorite cards is Defiled Crypt, the Cadaver Lab. There's some recursion.
I am curious
That
to see what she'll
will
take.
about to do so.
I'm quite certain she'll. I mean, if I would take Come Back Wrong if she is hovering now because it is removal. Sawblade Skipper, some chance of it wheeling, and it's a synergy card right now. Uh,
Yeah,
I mean, it's not just a synergy card, but it's good on synergy. But I think you can't go wrong with that removal. It also has some upside, which reanimates a creature for the turn until end of turn.
yeah, definitely makes sense.
Looking like a good chance of red black at this point. Like a very good chance. We have Impossible Inferno, which I guess is the variant of what's the card that was her first 2 picks? I forget the name already, but it's basically the Duskmore version of that. Yeah, the plunge.
Brutal Punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 more mana and an instant.
Yeah, it's not the
And
same
got some
card.
delirium value, but yeah,
It's
same
that big removal
family
slot.
of
That big red
6 damage
removal.
removal. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot that's too interesting in this pack.
Wouldn't be surprised if she picks that up. Have a game plan going. It's not exactly aggro to play 5 mana removal, but you don't need cheap removal necessarily if you're.
She's got the Saw highlighted currently.
Uh huh.
More sacrifice themes here.
Okay. It's an equipment.
Which, if
Murder
I
is.
remember, didn't have great stats in Duskborn, but I feel like there are some other sets that have that synergy. Obviously, TDM with the Mobilize, and I'm trying to think of what else they've got in the upcoming sets.
Yeah, murder is just coming around the table. Costs black. It's not what it used to be in older limited formats, but definitely a fine pickup. Instant removal. Who could say no?
Absolutely, yeah.
What do we have here? And her colors, not anything to write home about. Crack Skull often comes into the deck. Uh, Makes the opponent
Yeah.
show you their hand and you get rid of something. It's also kind of weakens a creature. You could put it on your own creature. It's not that much of a downside if you are in a pinch.
Yeah, nothing else that's all that interesting.
The Yeah, so Lotte actually got here by winning the pennant, so she was first in the not before the Megadraft. So she didn't win the Foundations League, but she won the pennant, and she's sitting next to Michael W, who won the Rookie of the Year tournament. Actually, all the rookies who did the best in their leagues go into a tournament, and Michael ended up winning that. As we see, Lotte look at pick 8. So the last card, the last new pack you'll see in this pack, in this pick, in this second pack. And there's two, not one, but two room cards here. This one, as you said, is that the card you like, the Filed Crypt Cadaver Lab?
Yeah, I had it in one of my mega drafts. I think it's more of a blue-black card, probably. Doesn't isn't necessarily aggressive, which is I think why Lotte didn't seem very interested in it, and instead I think took Impossible Inferno over it, um, which I think makes sense. And then the other black room, I don't think is all that good. It's just a draw two on the front side, and then it can pump a creature and give it death touch. I think on the other side of the room.
A lot like
Um,
Adventure. I like the rooms mostly because they're two cards on one card. It's like I treat, although they're not at the best rate. If you have one in your starting hand, it's like you kind of got 8 cards.
yeah,
That's how I
for
look at it.
sure.
It's just value. Jump Scare picked for the sideboard. There's a Cracked Skull. Two black cards. That said something. They're both like not amazing but playable. In the Winter's, it was called Winter's Intervention or something, and another
Yeah.
Cracked Skull. Uh,
I'm kind of liking where this draft is headed so far. She's definitely got a plan, and I think it's coming together. It seems like she's found a lane that seems pretty open, and it's got a could use a couple more power level and high quality creatures for sure. But I think the foundation is there, and we've got definitely a couple more packs to kind of fill in the gaps.
Rare here is actually not the worst colors, but I don't think she'll pick it. It's a Rip Pyre Verge. It's an Is It land. There's some interesting stuff in here, including a Glory Heath Lynx. Someone might very well be happy to see that, but I don't think Lotte's taking a white card. We have a Spin Out, which is instant destroy creature or vehicle. It's basically murder, but better. And a Gilded Goda is always welcome on turn 2. I'm always scared to see that on the opponent's side turn 2.
I mean, I have to be just looking at spin out here. It's a bit more solid removal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Probably the strongest card here would be the links, definitely for any white drafters. But
Yeah, I think it was the
for
best.
what we've got going on here, I think spin out definitely is the
Link's
definitely is going
just
to be the pick, and then maybe hope to wield the Coda as a two drop.
I see Lata sliding the blue cards into the sideboard. What could that mean? Okay, so what was it in the end? The spin out? I think
Yep,
that
it was the
yeah.
spin out, and we've got another one here that might also be picked.
That's
Guardian
fun.
Submare is the rare,
Ooh,
pretty decent card. It's got a high settle cost, but for your white decks, if you've got something, especially if you've got a bomb that's a creature that's, or I guess it's non-land permanent, it can tutor for.
it said
It
3 or
could
less.
do some really strong stuff. Yeah,
So now
mana
that
3.
Michael, she's passing to Michael W, the who I said won Rookie of the Year. I don't know if he's in white, but he got past a very good at uncommon. Maybe wasn't as good as it would have it seemed while you were drafting the set, but it's definitely great in chaos. The links and now the Sunmare. So we'll see if Michael's in white. If not, next to Michael's Nick L, Play on Birds, who won the Edge of Eternities League. And next to Nick L, you won't believe it. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong order. I am looking at the complete wrong order. I don't know who's next to who, but I'll just say who we're watching. So we have Lotte, as I said, Michael W, Nick L, Play on Birds, won the Edge of Eternities Championship, and another Nick L, Alifos, got in from Best 3 Leagues. And I will mention we're watching stage 3 of this tournament. It's the finals. We started with 32 players invited. And before I go on, Burner Rocket is highlighted by Lotte. That is the basically you can flash it into buff a creature. Does crew 1. It's just a cheap play, I think she's looking for, but it's a vehicle is kind of the downside. It's not a creature on its own. Yeah, it's being stage 3. We started with the 4 different. Were you in this tournament, Aaron?
I was in this tournament. Yes,
Y-
I made it to the semis and then got knocked out by at least the
I
half of the
see.
players in this draft that were in my side of the semi
I see.
final
So
bracket.
I guess for example, you could tell us what your draft was on round 1 when there were 4 different drafts.
Yes, the it was. really unique format that we've had in both in the quarters and semis to get here. So quarters, it was a randomly selected mega draft from the leagues that were hosted throughout the 2025 season, but you didn't know in advance. So it was about 30 minutes before the draft. So quarters, there were 32 people split into four pods of eight. It was randomly selected mega draft format, so you didn't know where you were going, or you didn't know exactly what you'd be drafting until about 30 minutes beforehand. But
So
I was in the
all
pool where
eight.
we ended up with the TDM mega draft, so it was a combination of
I see.
Dragonstorm and the custom made cube Tarkia Reforged. Um,
A gilded Godo was picked up here, and so all eight of these players were in the top half of those the eight of their pods. So they were in the top four, and they moved on to the semis. And the semis was sealed competition, right? And you had to make
yep,
decks out of the sealed pod pools.
it was sealed, but with a unique twist. It's modified your deck size based on the strength of whatever packs you're choosing. So it's a 9 pack sealed, and each set you picked either increased or decreased your set or your final
So
deck size
dread.
based on the strength of the set that you were picking.
So basically dread. This giant tournament of different tournaments is now finalizing as we see a Cloud Spire Sky Cycle highlighted. This is the final step. It's basically the top four in each of those two pods of eight moved on here, and you were in the bottom four, I suppose, of your pod. It's a Gilded Goda. It's the third one I think we saw in this pack. Is highlighted. She did take one so far. And this is the final. So this is the final eight. These eight people are in the top four of their respective semifinal pods, and which is
Yeah,
why.
definitely a long path to get here, and these are definitely the strongest players throughout this. Most of them have been around for, or it's kind of a mix of players who've been around for a long time, and definitely a couple of new players. I think Michael is definitely new. Matt's I think a little bit newer, um, and
Nick
then
L.
obviously the
Alafos actually went 7-0 in a semifinal pod, so really crushed it there.
oh yeah, I was the first match against him, and it did
I
not
see.
go well for me.
I see. I see. Um, Pedal to the Metal is one of those tricks that you can put a whole bunch of damage onto a creature. This one gives first strike, not trample. Um, who else do we have in here? We have a player called Zach C. Zach Carr. You might know him as Player of the Year 2024. Has made it all the way back through that entire tournament process. He got a free entrance to this one because we always do that. Invite the reigning potty as a one of the 32 spots, and he's trying to become the first player to run it back. Unheard of to run it back the player of the year. I mean, but he's here. He's one in eight chance basically now.
Yeah, that would be a very impressive achievement for sure.
Mm-hmm. He's also been streaming his process. I've been watching his videos on 2 times speed. He's been showing all his matches as we see. Lotte take a ticket. Tortoise, not very frequently played in Aether Drift. Lotte looking.
Yeah, not a lot in these last couple of packs that have been all that exciting. So just either taking out strong cards that probably has no chance of actually making the deck, or just grabbing some filler if needed.
We're gonna end up seeing Tarkir Dragonstorm, which has pretty good fixing in that it was like a soupy type draft format that's coming up next. And dragon synergies, and the Omen cards, which kind of split cards.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Dynamite Diver picked up. It crews well, pings when it dies, and end of the pack here. Who else is in this pod? DeWitt K. Seething Octopus won the Playground League Championship. That was the league designed by Shadow League Committee. No, was it? Yeah, it was. That's
Yeah,
absolutely what it
I
was.
believe so.
Yeah, I'll talk about a bit more about that in a second as we see pack number 4 opened. There's 3
Chico
rares.
and Voice of Victory.
There are 2 rares and 1 mythic.
The foil's uncommon. I think it's just one mythic, one rare.
Oh, is it? It looks. Yeah, it's true. That is an uncommon card. I just looked at the color of the symbol.
But
um,
both of those rares and mythics are extremely strong. Not sure if they're gonna make the deck here, but
Voice of Victory is just hates on some strategies completely. And Shiko, well, doesn't look like it's a Shiko deck because of the colors.
yeah, the double splash would be tough. And then splashing a Voice of Victory as a 2-drop also. I don't know. I don't think she has any white fixing.
She's not really getting lucky with
But
the actual
it's
rares she's opening
yeah,
so
there's
far.
really nothing that would go in a green black deck in this pack, which is kind of unfortunate. I guess maybe the current, but looks like she's gonna take probably the strongest monocolor card here.
Unfortunately,
Um,
some decks don't exactly care about the other text on the Voice of Victory. She puts it immediately in the sideboard. March
right, and
Flats.
even as a 1/3 that makes two
Oh
one
yeah,
ones on attacks, it's
yeah,
still
yeah.
just a really solid
On
card.
turn two, yes, on turn two, agree. I don't know. I don't know about. Anyway, it's solid, very solid. March Flats is a fetch land, black white. Uh,
That would give you some white fixing if she does want to try and run the voice, but looks like no interest in that. Taking the Nightblade Brigade as a way to just mobilize and kind of goes with the theme she's got going on.
I swear that the symbol looks like it's a rare symbol on the foils on
I
the
know
card.
it definitely does.
um, what is she looking at here? Nothing's highlighted at the moment. Looking at her deck
Yeah,
list. Looking make
again,
maybe at
not a
this three
lot.
drops, three drop, black three drop.
Yeah, second Nightblade Brigade doesn't really have any counter synergies for the Tomb Guard, and yeah, Crocodile and Duelist and Sharpshooter pretty filler. Sharpshooter can do interesting stuff if you've got a lot of mobilize.
Yeah, interesting
So I
to
don't
be
know.
able.
I would probably consider that as well as a 2-drop. Just a couple. I guess it's just creatures. I don't know if there are any ways currently to make or creatures that make more creatures, because that's really what goes good with that 2-drop. But
That Triland not hitting the two colors she was hoping. It's Sultai one.
yeah,
And yeah, hovering a few different things. She's got a good suite of removal already, but a worthy cost is interesting with Dynamite Diver. It pings into something. You could do a nifty little play.
yeah, probably goes the best with what Lotte's got going on currently.
Did she end up taking that? I'm not sure. There is another one in the pack,
Yeah,
though. To
she
hit.
took worthy
Yeah.
cost.
And there's a Sipsik Ceremony, a bit of a meme card.
Yeah,
Makes everything you play into a zombie. That's a 2/2. Oh, look at that line there. Okay. So this is the color she's looking for. Black red.
yeah,
As I said, DeWitt's commonly in the top eight. Well, all these players are commonly in top eight and in Megadraft. DeWitt won the Playground League, and then we have another player that you might be familiar with if you've watched top eights, Jordan MJMtron, I believe. Yeah, must have the most top eights out of anyone in the server. Part of the league committee, as is Lotte. So two in the league committee in this draft. Uh, he won the Edge of Eternity's Megadraft, and he also won a play-in and a little event I played in as well, just for side event winners. So side events actually contributed towards this in a way. And well, Jordan won two things. Got his entrance two different ways, I suppose, because he won the side event winner tournament, as we see desperate measures taken.
yeah. And if not through that, I think through the top 3 league finishes, he definitely would have made it in there as well.
Yeah, there's a way in there's a way in just for having the best three finishes. You take the average of your best three, which is Nick L. Alafos's his start on his journey here.
Yeah, I will say this TDM pack has been pretty underwhelming for
For
Black Ridge. So
for Lotte.
kind of unfortunate pack, but hopefully Lotte will be able to get some goodies in the last 2 packs from Final Fantasy and Foundations.
Yeah, it's weird to start with the tricolor. Not start, but have the tricolor pack be your fourth one, I guess. Just getting your colors sorted out, having the tricolors nearer to the end is a bit interesting. It didn't work out too well for Lotte. Obviously, opened two nice cards and probably not playing either in the first pack. And the last player we didn't speak about, Matthew H. Almost. Some people might say the favorite to win this because he has an extremely high win rate and top 8 rate. I just got to play with him on our Chaos Team League, so that was great. I could see why he's consistently finishing at the top. He made it in here. He began his journey by winning the Megadraft of Final Fantasy, so a couple leagues ago. But we'll see who wins. Anything can happen. What do we see? Oh, that card that and you can endure by paying X and black. 2-drop there.
Yeah. Can't say I've ever been a huge fan of the card, but it's a body that makes more bodies, so it definitely goes with the sacrifice synergies that
And you
we've
pay
got.
life, right?
Yeah, it's pay X life,
Mm-hmm.
and then pay black X and endure X, which is either put counters on something or make a spirit.
Yeah.
Is it a spirit or whatever creature?
It's a creature. I'm not sure. Uh, Adorned Crocodile, so some graveyard synergy is very blah and puts it in the sideboard even though it's on color. What an insult to the crocodile. There is one more thing. Oh, Civ 6 Ceremony. All yours, Lotte.
Yeah, not
There are two more
not a
packs left,
surprise.
and one more thing I wanted to say. Concerning the POTY, as in general, it's only ever gone to a fellow Canadian. We're 4 for 4. We started with Johnny, then Cody Race, then Richard K. Preacher, who's not in this tournament, I won't say why. And lastly, Zach, as we said, all Canadians, and we have 4 Americans in the field here, 2 Canadians, Israeli, and Lotte's from the Netherlands. So we have 4 countries in the tournament, and 3 can take over the POTY for 2025 and take it away from Canada for the first time, as we see Vane's trickery, early removal, looking like what she's gonna take here.
Yep, yeah, not a whole lot else that would be too interesting. And yeah,
No,
it's
yeah.
another thing, another sacrifice card, solid removal spell.
This is not one of those drafts where you seem to open all these on color rares for Lotte. She's gonna have to make do with what she's got in the commons and uncommons mostly.
Yeah, definitely a strong removal package for sure. So I think it's just going to be the question so far is going to be can Lotte get there in terms of actually putting on enough pressure to close out games.
And Ariman is a nice little sack enabler and also pecks in for damage and could block anything as it's a flying death touch.
Yeah, it's not all that exciting. It's a little bit slow, but definitely can get you some card advantage if you've got stuff lying around. It blocks pretty well.
Yeah, not the worst card to pick up, but I'm sure she was looking for someone passing her a red or black rare or something like that. There is an Earth Crystal here, which cheapens green cards. Gives you counters forever, but someone might include it. It's not an amazing card, but that's the rare here. What else is Lotte looking at? There's a Hill Gigas, which is a Mountain Cycler. Monk's Fist,
Yeah,
which
there's
is
not much.
yeah, Monk's Fist is just basically equipment that brings you a 1/1 and gives 1/0. It's 2 pieces of cardboard though. She takes it. It's a 2-drop.
Yep.
It goes in the non-creature section, of course, but she moves it. And we have just over just under 2 packs left of this Megadraft. They're going to have to choose 60 cards to go in the deck, so we see 37 total here, including the 2 lands. So in order to make playables, she's basically there. That's how quickly you get to playables, and you see how many things can go in the sideboard in these Megadrafts. So basically making cuts on the fly here with 35 non-lands picked already. There's a Hectize in here. Wait,
Yeah.
we've already picked out of this pack. No, we didn't. No. Okay, I was confused for a second.
That's the new pack. It's got a Yuna as a mythic, which is an interesting one. Very much needs a lot of enchantments to make that work. But yeah, probably for Lotte, the Hectize is still an option.
Especially with a good number of sacrifice things.
Yeah.
She's sorting the cards. I'm not exactly sure how. Oh, zoomed in. 7 columns. They're not sorted by card type anymore. And that was Hectize picked, yeah. There's
Dark Knight Greatsword. I think that could be. It could be okay in the deck. Also, Undercity Diarat, which looks like Lotte's more interested in.
2 drops are important. There's Lunatic's Pandora. Lets you surveil once a turn, but it can also be used for 6 mana to destroy a permanent. Also, Shinra's Reinforcements, mill 3 to gain 3 life. Not a card I play too much of in Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Balam T-Rex. Maybe to hate on it.
It's okay.
Where did that card go, though? Did she take the Shinra?
Yeah, she took it but put it straight in the sideboard.
I see, that's why I don't see it. The Lionheart is basically a shock with an equipment.
Yeah, it's got a lot of small creatures that it would work relatively well with. Or Eden.
Eden, as I said, since it's a land, although it hurts your color situation, I don't think she's too worried about it. It gets you value out of a land.
It's 2 color. Unexpected requests. How many ways to... Yeah, it does have a lot of ways to sack. So
that seems like a great pickup for a red-black deck at the end of the
draft.
2
worthy costs, Veins Treachery, Saw.
That can win games out of nowhere, surprisingly. Now, it's... I mean, it's not the card you want to pick up early, but if you can get it like late in a pack, that's exactly where she wants it, because not too many people are interested in the Threaten effect, which are in almost every set. Maybe every set has a Threaten.
Yeah.
This is pick 9, so she's seen this pack already, and she picked up the Coral Sword.
The Coral Sword.
Vincent Limit Break right in the sideboard.
Nobody's interested in the Earth Crystal, which I don't blame them for. It's very slow.
Yeah. Eden moved to the sideboard. Hillgigus also, even though it's a Mountain Cycler. This is not her final list, of course, though. Oh, she typed Artifact. You can sort this. I just learned. You can highlight. Neat.
Yeah.
Sorcery. I guess she's looking for delirium stuff, because fear of burning alive.
Yeah.
Ramen. I named my ship after that card in Edge of Eternities. An island? How did they let that go? We're going to pack 6. After that, we're probably going to be reviewing, I believe, all the picks. Oh, is there an Ital? Oh, it's that Itali. It's that Italy
Yeah, it's the Foundations Italy, or I guess it's a reprint in Foundations,
from
but
Ixalan, yeah. Or Rivals of Ixalan, I'm not sure. So it has to attack, basically. It's a bit of a downside.
yeah.
Uh,
Quilt Great Worm, obviously a busted card
oh,
for whoever's going to be in green.
oh, yeah. So what do we think Lotte is going to take? Pilfer's an early play. She has lots of
Dragon
cards.
Trainer is really solid, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could go for the Italy, it's still probably a decent card.
Dragon Trainer's got a little benefit in that it's very, very sacrificable.
Yeah, I might go for a Dragon Trainer here, to be honest.
I don't mind a tally, but you gotta just have it survive to be more than a 6/6. Either one's fine, I would say. Looking at Dragon Trainer, yeah, got that 1/1 to sack. Well, that is a
Ooh,
welcome.
Stars. Yeah, that's a great one.
Very welcome. It even gives you things to sack. It works perfectly. Unfortunately, she's getting the rares only right at the end. Oh, she just typed in finally in the search bar.
Yep.
Maybe I would have missed that otherwise, but yeah, exactly what I was saying. She hasn't been past the rare she's looking for, so
Yeah.
or open them to be honest. Besides from the razor can, can't think of one.
Battlesong Berserkers is pretty decent.
Throw possibility. Instantly being able to draw is not terrible, but yeah, oh yeah, Vampire Soul Color, as you said. There's enough things that you don't mind playing for.
Cormand is also a great 2-drop for this kind of deck.
There's two Gormans there, and there is a Perforating Artist, which Raid. Okay, yeah, on Raid you have to. Opponent has to do bad stuff. A Braid?
Can't go wrong with an Abrade.
But look at the colors here. What's with the colors? Only one black card, the rest are blue and red.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That means people before or after her are taking green, white, I suppose. Or it's just weird. Speaking of white, there's three white cards in here. The only card that goes in her deck is Macabre Vault at any cost, so I guess she's cutting or hating on some color. Or Sure Strike, I missed the Sure Strike.
Yeah, I don't think Sure Strike or Macabre Waltz are going to make the deck here. But also, I don't know that there's a whole lot to that'll be even worth hate drafting, so. Like, the Primate was good in Foundations, but obviously life gain synergies are not present in all the sets we're drafting.
A Sure Strike, it might have been a sideboard consideration at some point, but she decides to hate on Refute instead.
Yeah, probably was the most generically good card in there in that pack.
You don't want to lose to Refute. Alright, what do we have here? Goblin Surprise.
Goblin Surprise is okay. Makes two 1/1s if you're looking to sack things or can, yeah, pump the board.
Zach said, I don't want to play this. Let's redo it. He left. Yeah, we're going to have to wait for this reconnect here.
Was another fun thing that happened in the quarterfinal draft that I was a part of was the draft master entirely crashed when we were like 4.5 packs through the mega draft or the quarterfinal draft.
You did it and redid it entirely?
It's scrapped and redo entirely, yeah.
Oh no.
Which honestly I was fine with because I was not a fan of my first deck. So probably ended up helping me out. But yeah, unfortunate that just the entire site crashed. But hopefully that won't happen today. It looks like we'll be able to make it through the final pack.
I mean, I don't know what would happen in that case. Right at the end of the Mega Draft, it would be on the league committee to decide, two of which are drafting right now, so. Well, he's back, right?
Yeah, I think everyone's there. Yeah, looks like he's picking based on the packs moving in the top bar.
Oh yeah, true. Zach's got 5 packs on him. Oh no, that's 3 packs, not bad. Alright, so she's been cutting on the fly, and we see 43, including the 2 ends, so basically 41 cards. She's just considering cuts at this point.
Yep.
And
Yeah, looking at what she's got in there, I mean, Boiler Bilge Ripper, it's probably pretty filler. Maybe the Swarm Color, Resurrected Cultist.
No one interested in a 12/12 trample for 12 mana?
Apparently not. That is interesting.
It
I
is
feel like anyone who's in green who's got big stuff probably would want to snap that one up. But
possibly her neighbors are in green on this, passing to the left.
yeah, potentially.
There's a thrill of possibility and a fake your own death. So, fake your own death busts a creature, and when it dies, you get a treasure. Just puts it in the sideboard. Meteor Golem still going around. It's a bit expensive, of course. In the sideboard. This deck can get under people. Definitely values 2 drops, which is a good idea. Look at the colors in this pack. What an open lane. Gutless Plunderer, nothing too amazing. Sometimes gets a second card, but it's a Death Toucher. Revenge of the Rats creates a bunch of rats twice. Potentially 0 rats twice.
Yeah, not a big fan of that one. Although she does could potentially do something with it here, but I don't know. The creature count's high enough, and it always just feels like that card is just so clunky. Like the rats can't block.
Yep.
Yeah,
So that does it for
like
the
it doesn't line
draft.
up well.
We're gonna take a look at the picks once I get the draft log, and then we'll follow Lotte for her first match. So stay tuned. See you then.